Michael Sallows was clean and serene as Queerball struggled as a child to understand the world around him, which had deafened him and tortured him. No one taught him sign language. Matt Marcus was clean and serene as a drug varmint, burning women's arms gangrenous as with hot pokers from a fireplace, as a set designer beloved to the NAACP as a Jew. They were, after all, blonde girls. No, don't say blonde girls. Due to his honor as a Mr. Rogers neighborhood set designer. Cass Borowski was clean and serene as a WQED dacoit who had gassed Jimmy and locked him in a house from the inside with Salk Labor and Louis Kahn's architecture team, a Holocaust survivor outfit from the Mafia of Leslie Park. For Tony DeCicci's WQED bedmate, Tom Ammons, worked at the Community College of Allegheny County, where Queerball had been issued his proclamation, do or die, with a last stand being rejected by the Virgin of Milan. All of these people were clean and serene as the NAACP. Fulton Elementary School was clean and serene as Jimmy Queerball disappeared from school after crying with his fingernails bloody that he was going to be killed, and no one looked to find out where he was or what had happened to him. They had detected his hearing loss a few years earlier when he was forced to swallow nitroglycerin by a man named Ronnie Zizinski. They saw nothing unusual in this, as letters calling him a derf arrived from Israel. Fulton Elementary was clean and serene in not teaching him sign language despite having detected his hearing loss in 6th or 7th grade. Fulton Elementary was clean and serene in not teaching him sign language or looking for him when he disappeared on a snowy morning only to be kidnapped by armed men in a stolen car and put through a horrifying Manson ordeal because Ono had secret tapes made with the cooperation of WQED and B'nai Israel Synagogue. The NAACP was clean and serene because Mr. Mady, to whom Crary had been referred to the office for crying, queerbait the fifth, you don't say like Aunt Frank hiding in your closet. No, son, don't say like Aunt Frank. Queerbait. Crary had queerbait been forced to walk from across the street of Dilworth's school to Fulton Elementary, where they bukkake him, Michael Reagan's favorite scene when he was 9 years old, for a photograph they sold in a black market shop in Beach to Yoko Ono with the help of WQED. And NAACP was clean and serene because Mady referred him when he heard that Curry was moving to another neighborhood to get away from men who he had laughingly walked him a block from school to try to help him get home one day. Reported him to the office and then not investigated when he disappeared for a month. Mr. Mady was clean and serene for the NAACP by referring him to the choir of Taylor Alderdice High School, run by a black woman who just happened to have Andrea Swimmer on hand to take over where Gail Burston and Dee Dee had left off. Battering him senselessly, they came across him flat on his back. The gang had battered him senselessly on Beatty Street, and Mary Ellen Tunney and Andrea Swimmer, who were supposed to be watching him while his mother was out of town, said tough luck and drove away laughing. Queerball was a dirty little individual, deafness, traumatized, and hostage of pornographers. But you must see their side. They are law enforcement. They are pornographers, true. They are Manson cinema. They are snuff film operators. They have killed Kennedy. But in their wisdom, they have done this. In their wisdom, Seattle mental health poisoned Queerball in the mouth. In their wisdom, they did this. This has nothing to do with any kind of anathema to the American proclamation of greater power. And this has nothing to do with derision towards democracy. This is in their wisdom this was accomplished. Pope Carl has on hide that Queerball, in his mania, believed that he had the right to engage in college one-night stands with girls who seduced him. No, son. No, son. The Jesus in the womb is the one who is like Anne Frank. In their wisdom, they played this game they called the Walrus. Two virgins, pussyball walrus, for the UN peace ambassador and the rise of Barack Obama. In their wisdom and their honor, they did this. You must learn to see both sides. Pope Carl has looked at both sides and found the Queerball side is lacking. So they showed the spiritual elements with the help of Jericho, the Black Panthers, and sound mental health by poaching another innocent teenager back in the USSR, Pitt, Western Pennsylvania, and East Ohio for Mackenzie. Mackenzie, Weatherby George Dupree. I'm not sorry for anything I did, only that it had to be they.